Hello Internet, welcome to the Nerd Sanctuary. This is Yami, and today we're looking at the Enigman deck for the Dimension Police clan. It took me an eternity to build this deck because as soon as I got all the pieces, more stuff came out. So, starting off, we have Enigman Flow, that his ability is when an Enigman Ripple rides this unit, you get to search your deck for Enigman Wave, reveal it to the opponent, add it to your hand, and shuffle the deck. Moving on, we have 4 of the Enigman Sunset with the skill that you put him on top of your deck from your soul, and you choose your Vanguard with Enigman in its name, and it gets 4,000 attack power, and the ability that when its attack hits a Vanguard, you get to unflip a damage, and you shuffle your deck. The spacing on these cards for what they say is kind of weird. But pretty much, put this card back into your deck from the soul, shuffle your deck, your Vanguard gets plus 4,000, and you get to unflip a damage if his attack hits. Then we move on to the Enigman Worm. Now, even though it says stand trigger, that is the draw trigger symbol. This card is a draw trigger. And, yeah, it's a basic trigger, just has the Enigman name. Then we have 4 heal triggers, nothing special about them. And 4 stand triggers, nothing, you don't really need any special ones there. You could also, instead of these 4 stands, you could run 8 crits, but I'm using the stands. Moving on to the grade 1s. I have 4 perfect guards. I am using the Cray Elemental perfect guard because I don't have any Dimension Police perfect guards. But any perfect guard will do. After that, I have 4 of the Enigman Ripple. When you have Enigman Flow in your soul, he gets plus 2,000 power. And when he's called Rear Guard, discard a grade 3 from your hand to search for Storm and add it to your hand. After that, we have 4 of the Enigman Squall. When it's on Vanguard or in the Soul, its name counts as Enigman Ripple, so you pretty much have 8 Ripples in your grade 1s to pull off Flow's ability. And when an attack hits a Vanguard during the battle of this unit, attacked or boosted, if you have an Enigman card in your Soul, counterblast 1 to choose an Enigman card and give it plus 4,000 power. It's pretty good. And then we have 2 of the Enigman Cloud, with the Soul Blast 1 skill that when this unit is placed on rear guard, look at the top 5 cards of your deck for a grade 2 or less Enigman, reveal to your opponent, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck, and then if you add a card to your hand through this ability, choose a card from your hand and put it into your soul. This is a good way to correct your ride chain or set up for your grade 3s, which I will get to later. Ending out the grade 1s, I have 1 Commander Laurel, that when your Dimension Police Vanguard's attack hits, rest 4 of your rear guards to restand that Vanguard. And it doesn't specify grade 3, so you can even use this with your strides. Moving on to the grade 2s, I have 2 Cosmic Hero Grandvolver. Now this card does not use a generation break, so that's very good. But its once per turn burst ability is if your Vanguard is 15,000 or greater, by counterblasting 1 card, you choose one of your other rear guards, and it gets 4,000 until the end of the turn. And also, if your Vanguard's at 30,000 or greater, then this unit gets, when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, countercharge 2. It also has the resist ability, which protects from Link Jokers, Narukami, Kagero, anything that has your opponent choose one of your rear guards to effect. And then we have 1 Enigman Wave. This is part of the ride chain, but because you will be searching your whole deck for this card within the first turn, you only really need the 1. But for having Ripple in the Soul, he gains plus 1,000. And then at the beginning of your attack step, if he has 14,000 or more attack, then, let me see. If his attack hits, you get to draw a card. Not the best card, but he is part of the ride chain, so you have to have at least one. And then we have 4 of the Enigman Crescent, which on Vanguard or in the Soul, his name counts as Enigman Wave. And then when he's placed on Rearguard, if you have, or choose your Vanguard with Enigman in its name, you have 4,000 power, and then if the number of cards in your damage zone is 5 or more, choose your grade 3 Enigman Vanguard, and it gets the ability that when it attacks, your opponent can't call grade 1s or greater from their hand. So this will stop any perfect guard if you're backed against the wall. Finishing off the grade 2s, I have 4 Enigman Nightsky. He has the Counterblast 1 ability that choose one of your Enigman Vanguards, and it gets 4,000 until the end of the turn. This is a once per turn activated ability that requires the card you Counterblast to be an Enigman. So this deck is full of them for that reason. Moving on to the grade 3s, I run 4 Enigman Tornado with the ability that at the beginning of your attack step, if his attack is 19,000 or greater, until the end of that battle, this unit gets the ability to Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, if you pay the cost, choose an Enigman Storm from your Soul, write it in the stand position, and then choose that Vanguard and give it 10,000 power until the end of that turn. And he also has the activated ability to choose a card with Enigman in its name from your hand and put it into your Soul to give it 4,000. So you could use this guy or Enigman Cloud to put Storm in your Soul, and then you'll be able to get Tornado's ability off. It's a very strong combo. It's one of the few abilities, I believe, that are in Vanguard that lets you stand up a Vanguard for a second attack. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a Dayusha card that does that, but it seems to be a very rare thing. And then I ended up with 3 Enigman Storm. I only have the 3, so if I was able to get a 4th, I'd say maybe take out Commander Laurel to make the space. But if you have Enigman Wave in your Soul, this card gets plus 1,000. And then at the beginning of your attack step, if this unit's attack is 15,000 or greater, it gets a critical until the end of the turn. So if you end up riding this through Tornado's ability, then by default he will get that ability to gain critical. Moving on to these strides, I don't have an Excalibur, but I would suggest getting that just for that extra drive. But I have 4 of the Enigman Patriot, which is a G-Guardian, that when this unit's placed on the Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit is 20,000 or greater attack, then it gets plus 5,000. So that is pretty much a guaranteed with Vanguard attacks. And there's no cost for that ability, so that's pretty good. Then ending it up, I have 4 of the Super Giant of Light Enigman Crossray, with the ability that you choose one of your rear guards and rest it for the cost. At the beginning of your attack step, if this unit's attack is 30,000 or greater, pay the cost. If you do, this unit gets an additional 10,000. Not really the best ability, just an extra boost, but it will not help you with perfect guards, which I wonder if Crescent does with a stride unit. Nope, Crescent only helps grade 3s, so this card will be good for getting rid of your opponent's zeros, but beware of perfect guards if you're using his ability. Now, I'm very happy to have this deck. It's a lot of fun. I'm not really sure how well it does competitively. I don't think the Enigmans are like in the top tiers. But this deck's pretty cheap for the most part, aside from Enigman Storm, which isn't really expensive per se. He's just very hard to find. So I'd say if you don't already have the necessary Enigman Storms, maybe don't build the deck, because it will take forever. But if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, check us out on social media, and I'll see you guys later.